What's the one thing that makes avoidance panic more than intimacy? You'd think nothing could terrify someone with avoidant attachment more than emotional closeness. After all, they spend their entire lives running from deep connections, building walls and keeping people at arm's length. Intimacy is their known enemy. But there's something else, something that sends them into a spiral so intense, they'll choose the very intimacy they fear just to escape it. Watch an avoidant when they're dealing with regular relationship closeness. They get uncomfortable, sure. They pull back, create distance, maybe disappear for a few days, but they're still functioning. They're still in control of their response. Now watch what happens when this other thing occurs. Their breathing changes. Their eyes dart around looking for exits. They become agitated in a way that's almost primal. You can literally see them fighting an internal battle they're losing. Their hands might shake slightly, they'll touch their face or neck unconsciously. Some start pacing or can't sit still. Women often excuse themselves to the bathroom, while men might suddenly need to check their phone or step outside. The physical signs are unmistakable once you know what to look for. The thing that terrifies avoidance more than intimacy is feeling their own emotions without being able to stop them. Intimacy, they can manage. They have strategies for it. They can physically leave. They can emotionally disconnect. They can rationalize why closeness is dangerous and distance is smart. They maintain some sense of control over the situation, but when their own feelings start rising up against their will, when tears threaten to come and they can't push them down, when anger surges and their calm facade starts cracking, when love hits them so hard they can't intellectualize it away, that's when the real panic sets in. This happens everywhere, during work presentations when genuine praise hits too deep, at family gatherings when childhood memories surface unexpectedly, even during casual conversations when someone asks a question that requires emotional honesty. The location doesn't matter. The trigger is always the same, feelings they can't control rising to the surface. You'll know you're witnessing this when an avoidant becomes almost manic in their attempts to regain composure. They might suddenly become overly logical, speaking in facts and dismissing anything emotional. They might get aggressive and lash out, trying to push away whatever triggered the feeling, or they might shut down completely, going so quiet and still it's like they've left their own body. The difference between their reaction to intimacy versus their reaction to uncontrolled emotion is striking. With intimacy, they retreat but remain somewhat functional. With emotional overwhelm, they either explode or implode. There's no middle ground. People around them often misread these moments completely. They might think the avoidant is being dramatic or manipulative, not realizing they're witnessing someone's nervous system in genuine distress. Friends and family learn to walk on eggshells without understanding why certain topics or situations cause such extreme reactions. What makes this so devastating for them is that emotions don't follow their rules. You can't negotiate with feelings, you can't schedule them or control their intensity. When grief hits during a happy moment, when love floods them during an argument, when fear grips them when they should feel safe, they have no blueprint for handling it. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes sense. Avoidants developed these patterns as children when emotional expression meant danger, criticism, abandonment, or worse. Their brain learned to treat emotional vulnerability as a survival threat. Now, as adults, even positive emotions trigger the same alarm system that once kept them safe. Avoidants have spent years perfecting the art of emotional regulation through suppression. They've built their entire identity around being the person who doesn't get overwhelmed, who stays rational, who keeps it together. When that system fails, it's not just uncomfortable, it's existentially threatening. Watch them during moments when someone they care about is in genuine pain. They want to help. They even feel the urge to comfort. But the flood of empathy and helplessness makes them panic more than if they were the ones being comforted. They'd rather be the recipient of intimacy than feel the uncontrolled rush of wanting to give it. The same thing happens when they're truly happy. Joy can be just as terrifying as sorrow because it's equally uncontrollable. You might notice an avoidant suddenly becoming distant right after a perfect day together. It's not because they didn't enjoy it, it's because they enjoyed it too much, and the intensity of that happiness scared them. They might also interpret this joy as a sign that the relationship is becoming more serious, more real, which triggers their fear of commitment and deeper attachment. Or observe what happens when they're genuinely angry, not the controlled annoyance they can channel into coldness, but real, raw anger. They'll do almost anything to escape that feeling, apologize when they're not wrong, blame themselves, or create chaos just to replace the anger with something more manageable. Even positive emotions about themselves can trigger this panic. If someone compliments them in a way that penetrates their defenses, if they have a moment of genuine self-appreciation, if they feel truly valued, the warmth of those feelings can send them running faster than criticism ever would. The cruel irony is that the very thing they fear most is also what they need most. Those uncontrolled emotional moments are when real healing happens, when authentic connections form, when they glimpse who they could be without their armor. But to an avoidant, losing emotional control feels like dying. It's the complete opposite of everything they've learned to value about themselves. Their panic in these moments isn't dramatic or attention-seeking. It's a genuine fight-or-flight response to what feels like annihilation of their carefully constructed self. Understanding this explains so much about their behavior. When they sabotage relationships right when things get good, when they become cruel after moments of tenderness, when they disappear after breakthrough conversations, they're not running from you. They're running from the terrifying experience of feeling something they can't control. If you've ever wondered why an avoidant seemed more afraid of your tears than your anger, more threatened by your joy than your disappointment, more panicked by their own caring than your criticism, now you know. They can handle external emotional situations. They cannot handle internal emotional storms. The tragedy is that in avoiding these uncontrolled emotional experiences, they also avoid the very thing that could heal them. Because on the other side of that panic, in the space beyond their ability to manage and control, is where real love lives. Both the love they could receive and the love they could finally allow themselves to feel. The saddest part is watching someone fight so hard against the very experiences that could set them free. Every tear they refuse to shed, every moment of joy they push away, every surge of love they intellectualize, it's all in service of a safety that no longer serves them. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you understand avoidant behavior better, like and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.